We are the dollars and cents.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. Well, today we're going to do another unboxing, first impressions, and update video. And this time it comes from a house that, man, they've put out 1 million flankers of this fragrance. I don't even want to count. It's got to be, if I had to guess, 30. 35, 40, maybe even pushing 40 on that one. But some of them have been good. Actually, I want to say the majority of them have been good. Not a fan of the original anymore, honestly. Like, it's not the worst thing I've ever smelled. But some of these flankers they've put out have been really, really good over the years. And you guys already saw the thumbnail, so I'm not going to try not to pretend that you guys don't know what I'm talking about. So without further ado, it is going to be Male Elixir from the house of Jean-Paul Gaultier. This is their latest release, 2023 release here. I'll get to the information in a minute, guys. But when I saw the notes of this fragrance, I was like, okay, finally they gave me a couple of notes that I can deal with, that I can work with. Some other of the flankers are pretty good. I like the Parfum. I think that was the gold and the gold and black bottle that came out last year, 2 years ago. Actually ended up getting a giant 200 ml bottle of that one in a swap. And I really like Ultramall. And the Popeye was good. I think the Superman was pretty good. They might have been the same fragrance, actually, but the Popeye was definitely good. So there's been some that I liked. But when I saw some of the notes in this one, I was like, finally. Now, I don't know if they put the notes in this DNA before, but I saw one note, maybe even two notes that actually really stood out to me, and I was really excited about it. So I had to get my hands on this fragrance here, and luckily there was a guy in Fragcom doing a split, and I picked up a partial bottle. I believe he said there was 35 mils left in this, so glad I can get my hands on it before. I don't even know if they're here in the States yet. Maybe not. I haven't seen them at Macy's or Dillard's or Nordstrom or anything like that, so I'm glad that I can get my hands on this one, guys. All right, so Male Elixir from the house of Jean-Paul Gaultier is a men's woody aromatic amber fragrance released in 2023. The nose behind this fragrance is Quentin Bish, and it is I guess, Eau de Parfum concentration. I mean, Elixir usually means extrait de parfum or parfum intense or whatever they call them. We'll just say Eau de Parfum. It probably says here on the bottle, but here's the can. It is a standard can. Guys, but we do have some nice black lines here, nice and gold. I do love this, the way it looks with the nice gold on there. No, it's funny. I did see a video and pictures of people online that try to open this thing with it, and maybe they're trolling, but they're trying to open it with a can opener. So for those of you guys who don't know, it does open from the bottom like so. And here is the bottle, which the bottle is gorgeous, guys. Look at this thing. It does have like some I don't know, some ribs in it or some lines in it. However you guys want to joke around about that. But it does have a nice big heavy pull tab. Usually they're small. Look at this thing. This thing is giant. Nice giant pull tab there, which is excellent. I love it. Here's the stand is nice and velvety red, so it does have a nice color scheme there. Looks really, really nice. Yeah, guys, so let's go ahead and get to the notes of this fragrance. And I wonder if you guys will be able to guess which notes I actually like about this fragrance. So in the top, we have lavender and mint, which is basically what they put in all the Lamals. In the mid, we have vanilla and benzoin. And the base, we have tobacco, honey, and tonka bean. So actually, that's how I would rank them. Tobacco, I love tobacco and fragrances. I just don't know how they're going to make it smell in this one. Sometimes it's toned down. Sometimes it's right in your face. We'll see. It is in the base, so it might not come out till later. We'll see. And I love honey and fragrances. I'm not sure if it's going to be a thick honey like the Mamluck that I did the other day, or if it's going to be just kind of a sweet, little toned down honey. And then we have the tonka bean, which is always one of my favorite notes in fragrances. But without further ado, guys, I have a lot to do tonight. Got a lot of errands to run. Going out of town this weekend for Memorial Day, so I hope everyone has a good one, has good plans going on. But all right, guys. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this pull tab. Look how big that thing is. That's like a ring. Look at that. It fits my finger. I have pretty big fingers too. All right, guys. Here we go. A couple sprays. Good sprayer as always. Okay. Yeah, definitely getting the DNA, and not so much DNA of Male, although it's been a while since I've tried it, but this does smell like the DNA of Male Parfum. So it's sweet, powdery. It's going to be that lavender and mint. Very strong mint, very very loud lavender. It's soft. It's pillowy. It's powdery. It's sweet from the vanilla and the benzoin. The honey's not exactly what I was expecting. I was expecting this to be a heavy honey, like I mentioned, like the Mamluck. Mamluck, or there's a couple of other fragrances out there on the market that actually They smell just like honey from a jar. Like it's so like thick and rich and sweet. I'm not getting that. Not yet anyway. Yeah, it's starting to get a little bit deeper, a little bit darker. I mean, it smells good. Like, I'm not gonna lie right now. It's only the first couple of minutes, but you're gonna spray it and go, okay, this smells good. Now, what else you got? Okay, so it literally smells good. It does. You can tell it's a flanker, this one, of them all. But I'm looking forward to the changes, like maybe the next minute or so, because it is getting little bit deeper, a little bit darker, a little bit warm, spicier, which is where I was expecting it to go. I mean, that opening, the lavender and mint and the vanilla lasted maybe, a couple of minutes, and now it's kind of really moving into the deeper phase of this one. Yeah, right. I mean, honestly, not going to be able to tell you much about this one because it really does remind me of the other ones, right? So if you guys are fans of all the flankers, especially the ones that I mentioned, you're going to get that. Now, it's different right now. It's starting to get different. It is a flanker, so don't get me wrong, but you're going to have to be patient with this one, guys, because you're going to get that opening and go, golly, I've already tried this one. I already have 3 of these, but just give it a couple of minutes because it's starting to get a lot darker and a little bit deeper. I'm starting to get a little bit of tobacco, which is kind of making me smile a little bit right now because tobacco in the air, well, sometimes the tobacco in the air, to my nose anyway, does have a cherry tobacco. I don't know if we're going to get that from this tobacco note because there's so much more going on with this fragrance, but we'll have to see in the update. But I'm starting to get a dark, deep, tobacco-y. It's considered and this is from the website, guys, because remember I told you the guy in the comment, or the couple of people in the comments were telling me to go to the website. I did get these from the website. They call this one a woody aromatic amber. Not sure where the amber comes from in this. But I'm starting to get a deep, dark, resinous amber type of fragrance. Not skanky iron and malic, just deeper and darker. So that smells really, really nice. So far, it smells really, really good. It started off really bright and fresh and powdery and sweet, kind of like the other flankers, especially the last one, the Parfum. I believe that's what it was called. They came in the black bottle with the dark brown bands. Started off like that, and now it's getting into a more of a warm, spicy, deeper, warm, spicy, woody fragrance. It's so funny. It says woody, but I'm not really sure where the woods comes from. They obviously are leaving some notes out here because I got these from the website, and they're exactly what the same notes were for Granica. So, but yeah, it's woody, it's ambery, it's sweet. Even though those notes aren't in here, I'm getting that. So, tobacco-y. Yeah, without making this first half of the video too much longer, guys, because I can just talk about this stuff all day probably. Got to leave some room for the update, guys. I'm going to wear this fragrance tonight, and I have no business wearing this fragrance tonight. It is pretty warm outside. I would guess it's probably 83 outside right now. No business wearing this fragrance. But you know what? I'm going to wear it for you guys because I got to do this, right? I got to let you guys know what's going on with this fragrance. And I'm going to take one for the team. But I will say right now, you might be pleasantly surprised with this fragrance because, yeah, it's getting really, really dark and sweet and powdery and warm, spicy and resinous, and it's going in a good direction. So, but I'm going to try to get this update to you as fast as possible because I'm going to be busy all weekend. Yeah, I'll give you guys an update in a second. All right, guys, well, I'm back with my update for Jean-Paul Gaultier's Male Elixir right here, guys. What can I say about this fragrance? I actually really like this fragrance. This fragrance, I'll just start off by saying it did remind me of the Parfum, and this is the giant big boy bottle. Got this one in a really good swap, and I'll get to a little bit more on this one here in a little bit later, but it reminds me of the opening of this one or the opening of the original Le Male. So it did stay true to the DNA, but it really did remind me of the Parfum version that came out a couple of years ago or last year, whenever that was. But this one, I'm going to say is going to be, and we'll get to the categories here in a minute, but I think this one just adds a bit more maturity to it because it does have the tobacco in it, and it does have really that tobacco and maybe a little bit of that honey to sweeten it up. But it was a really good experience. Now, I did try these side by side. And again, I sort of mentioned that I was going to talk about this one. Man, this one here, it's going to be tough to pick which one I like more out of these. When I tried them side by side, the first initial blast was like, okay, I'm getting it. I can see the similarities. And immediately they went opposite directions. This one has a lot more, it has iris in it. you really get that lipstick iris thing that I never really picked up before until I compared it next to this one. I really get that lipstick iris feel that you get from like DHI and some other fragrances in this one. Again, I didn't think I got that before when I just either did my video on it or just tried it. But when you try it side by side with this one, it's really there. And I really did appreciate that one a lot more after trying it side by side with this one. But with that aside, this is a good fragrance, guys. Again, smells like the original. So if you like the original, okay, cool. But it does go in its own direction and it has its own thing going. It just, very sweet. I got compliments with this one. I wore it, I want to say it was probably the second time I wore this fragrance. I went to a 7-Eleven. And I love when this happens because I love sharing what I'm wearing with people. And the lady at 7-Eleven was like, what is that? I want to get that for my husband. She printed out a blank receipt and had me write it down, write down the name of it. And I made sure and told her, get the one in the gold bottle. I'm not sure if it's out yet. So yeah, this is a good fragrance, guys. And longevity I got for this fragrance was amazing. 12 plus hours. I mean, I got 8 plus, and I usually just kind of stop it there, but it goes well beyond that. You'll probably have it on your skin the next day. I mean, this stuff is called Elixir for a reason. It's very, very strong. That is a good thing for this fragrance because it smells really, really good. Projection. Maybe beast mode, guys. I don't really say that very often. But this one here just jumps off your skin, just projects. I mean, sort of like Ultramol and even the Parfum, maybe even the original. Not sure if there's formulation issues with the original, but that one really was a power fragrance as well. This one is no slouch in that category, guys. It just really jumped off my skin, filled up a room. Season for this fragrance, if you guys haven't guessed already, is going to be the cooler, colder months of the year. Fall, winter, early spring, guys. This one's just going to be too hot for the summer. It's going to be way too cloying. Maybe even for, I say early spring. Fall, winter, early spring, because, it's still a little bit cool in early spring. But yeah, in the heat, you can't wear this one, guys. Way too sweet, way too strong. Maybe on a warm evening, maybe a couple sprays. But yeah, other than that, stick to the cool weather with this one, guys. Occasions, again, if you guys haven't guessed already, this one's going to be date night fragrance. This is going to be the same lines as the Parfum or Ultramol or even the original. Super sweet, super strong, a little bit more mature with this one. But you're still going to get noticed. It smells great. Yeah, I think night out, date night, super sexy. Women are going to love this fragrance on you. Club fragrance. Definitely a club fragrance here that you guys are going to want to get your hands on if you guys like loud, sweet fragrances. And this one isn't too, 1 million-ish. This is Le Male, but just, a better, a little bit beefier version, if you will. A little bit more mature as well. Ages for this fragrance. Going with the maturity, I'm going to say 25 and up. Now, anyone can really pull these off, but I do think with that tobacco note, it does get a little bit rough, a little bit harsh, not in a bad way by any means. I just mean it gets a little dry tobacco note in there with that sweetness. It leans, or it leads it to be a little bit more, mature. And compare it to Ultramol, super duper sweet. And when you compare it to the Parfum, it's a step above. This one's going to be for the older guys. So 25, not going to say 30 just because there's no dairy notes in this. But 25 and up, I think, is a safe age range for this fragrance. Overall, again, really like this fragrance. Dare I say love it. I'm going to say this is going to be my top 3 here. It's really close between these two, but I'm going to say it's going to be Parfum and then the Elixir and then the Ultramol here is going to be my my trifecta for the Le Males. Guys, this is a good fragrance. Right now, this might be my favorite release of 2023. I haven't done that many brand new releases from 2023, but this one right now is definitely taking the cake in that category. I want to say every time I see people selling this one, it's only for the 75 ml bottle. So I'm not sure if they even make a bigger bottle because it is an Elixir. And the Sauvage came in the smaller, their Elixir. So I don't know if they're doing that with that or not. But every time I see someone selling this one, 75 ml only. And this one the 75 ml is still selling for quite a bit. I want to say I saw it for $125, but I'll put the price here. That way you guys can see what at least it's going for right now. Not sure if it's hit the stores yet, Macy's, Dillard's, or Nordstrom or anything like that. I know it will soon. But yeah, is it worth the money? If you're a fan of the house, and you just really want to, and you like the DNA of this one, but you're trying to maybe get a little bit more mature vibe, I think you're going to want to pull the trigger on this one. It might be worth the price because this stuff, compliment magnet, guys. Really got noticed wearing this one. I think you're going to get noticed in the club or just going out. Again, it does have a bit of a youthful vibe. So guys, I said it's mature. It's a mature version of the previous ones that I mentioned. So if you're maybe thinking that those two are a little bit too youthful, this one has the same sweetness, but it's just a little bit rougher. So you might like this one if you guys were always kind of passing on the previous ones that I mentioned, because it's just that those are youthful smelling fragrances, super sweet, super fruity, at least with the Ultramol it is. And this one does sort of take care of those problems for my mature guys out there. But yeah, guys, I think this is a great fragrance. I think that you guys should at least sample it. Spray your hand, walk around the mall if it's at the mall. Don't blind buy this one on my account, but I do think if you like the Le Mals, you're probably going to like this one. I love tobacco and fragrances. I love honey and fragrances, and this really did. I think it did well with what was given with the composition here, and they kept the DNA, but actually, to my nose, for my age, for what I've been wanting, they actually did a really, really good job with this fragrance, guys. So, what are your thoughts on this fragrance, guys? Am I crazy for thinking this one's good? Is it just like all the rest? Do you think it smells just like those? Am I crazy? Let me know your thoughts on this fragrance down in the comments below, because I'd love to hear what you guys are thinking about this one, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching the video on my channel. If you like this video, please click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and turn on notifications for future first impressions videos and fragrance-related content just like this, guys. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Dollars and Cents. There, you'll find fragrance-related photos and future contest winners. And as always, until next video, you guys take care. Thanks.